Dude. Hey, it's Alex. Today I'm going to do another video. It's going to be on how to do the French accent in English. So keep in mind this is pretty stereotypical. I don't think I'm the best person at doing it, but I'm going to give you some of the tips on how to do it. So it's a little more technical, so let's get started. So the very first thing you want to do is master the sound. So similar to English, when people want to imitate Americans, they'll say things like all the time, like this, like that. So in French, to do the French accent in English, you want to master the sound. So a thing to keep in mind is keep your lips pursed and try to make the so, and you want to space it pretty often. So you want to have it after maybe every 2 to 3 words. And I think this is actually the most important thing if you want to sound French. So for example, you say, "This is cool, but it's like." So you see, it kind of fills in the gaps, and it makes you sound really French, in my opinion. So now we're going to go over some sounds. So the TH sound, I think everyone knows this. French people have a lot of trouble pronouncing the TH sound. So it becomes Z instead of the. So the. So for example, you'll say this or that or over there instead of this, that, or there. So that's one of the main ones that you'll hear all the time. Another one is the R sound. So we'll say things like R, R. But in French, it comes more from the throat. So we're gonna say things like, I don't know. I don't know the exact technique to do it, but that's kind of how it goes. So you can talk about music. What kind of music you like? I say I like rap, but with the accent, you'll say I like rap, or I work. So I work. That's a bit more subtle. This one, it's I work. Where do you work? So you hear that the R is slightly different there. So that adds a bit of Frenchiness to it. Another huge one is the H sound. So I think you'll hear this all the time. The H sound is silent in French. So French people have a lot of trouble saying things that begin with an H. So the hard H. So things like hard. So how's the test? It was really hard. It was very hard. So you hear there the R and the H. And also, I think a funny one is edge ugh, because of two H's and they're both silent. Another sound is the I sound. So the word it, we say eh, but the letter I in French is E. So you'll hear a lot of it. It is cool. It is. So that's another one. It's pretty easy to do, I think. Another one that relates to the pursed lips is the U sound. So we'll say things like I study. And we don't have the sound. They'll say U. We don't have the sound in English. So they'll say things like, well, do you study? So that kind of gives it another tinge. Another one is this is a nasal vowel. So I believe we don't have any, or we don't have a lot in English. But in French they have three, and they use them all the time. And this one is an. So so when we say things like I want or France, it's an. But in French, an is en. So that's why you'll hear people say, "Where are you from?" They'll be like, "I'm from France." It's en. Or I want to do that. Um, so for the sounds, that's pretty much it. There are some other ones, obviously, that I've missed, but I don't think I can go over all of them. And try to, I guess you can just find out common phrases that they say and translate them into English word for word. So things like, if someone asks you what you want to do and you're cool with whatever, you just say, yeah, I'm cool with whatever, doesn't matter. French people say, as you want, because it's like a literal translation of what they would say in French. So I find that kind of funny. And yeah, again, general mentality, kind of keep the pursed lips, have like a really tense mouth. I don't know how to say it. And you want to keep it pretty monotone. So it's pretty easy for me because I'm pretty monotone, but not too much variation because in French you don't have particular stress on syllables. So if you're going to speak, you'll say, yes, that is cool, but I don't know. It's I try to keep the variations not too high, not too low, to make it more French, for example. And another thing, one of the last things, is Grammar is obviously way different between the two languages. And one thing that I find really funny is the fact that we don't have genders. So, for example, this book right here, I'm gonna call this it, right? It is on the table. But in French, this is book is masculine, so you would say he if you did the literal translation. So where's the book? You would you could say he is on the table, not it is on the table. It's he is on the table. Likewise, for something that's feminine, you'd say she is there, she's on the table, even though you're referring to an inanimate object and not a person. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this helps you. Um, if you want me to do any other accents, leave a comment below and I'll try to do a similar analysis. Thanks for watching.